When people thought of Fats Waller back in those days, the first thing that always came up was his endless reputation with women. On tour, in every city, at every show, stories spread about how he was always surrounded by women. And the funny thing is, one of the songs Fats sang the most on stage was Ain't Misbehavin'. The title says it all. I'm not fooling around, I'm staying true. In other words, I'm a faithful man. I'm not chasing other women, I only love you. But the truth? Off stage, Fats was the complete opposite. Drinks, jokes, parties, women. Wherever he went, there was laughter and chaos. His womanizing was already the stuff of legend in the jazz scene. So, of course, his friends couldn't help but tease him. Hey, Fats, hearing the word faithful come out of your mouth. Now that's a miracle. Another friend chimed in right away. Seriously, you singing Ain't Misbehavin'? That's hilarious. You're probably the last guy that song fits. The whole room burst out laughing. Anyone else would have blushed with embarrassment, but not Fats. He rolled his eyes and let out that big booming laugh of his. You're right, you're right. But that's exactly why people love it. At least when I'm on stage, I play it real, and I sing it real. From that moment on, Ain't Misbehavin' was more than just a love song. People laughed at Fats' antics, but at the same time, they were swept away by the honesty he poured into it on stage. That irony, that contradiction, made the song even more special. With this tune, Fats Waller's name spread across the jazz scene like wildfire. And soon, countless musicians were covering it, turning it into one of the defining songs of the jazz age. But sadly, reality was never kind to him. Even with the fame from Ain't Misbehavin', the money didn't really come his way. Struggling to make ends meet, Fats had to sell off even his most brilliant songs, like Honeysuckle Rose, for almost nothing. Rent, debts, and his family's needs were more urgent. Ironically, the songs he sold for just a few $100s went on to generate hundreds of thousands, even millions later. When his buddies heard about this over drinks, they just shook their heads in disbelief. Fats, you should have held on to that one. Ain't Misbehavin' wouldn't even exist without you. And yet you gave away your songs with no rights attached? What were you thinking? Fats stared at his glass for a moment, then burst out laughing again. Man, at that time, paying the rent meant more than keeping a song. And honestly, all I ever really wanted was for people to laugh at my shows. Money comes and goes. But the music that lasts forever. And so the rights to many of his songs slipped out of his hands. But in a twist of fate, those songs only made his name shine brighter. A few years later, another classic, Honeysuckle Rose, hit the scene. Its sweet lyrics and playful melody lifted him from jazz clown to full-on jazz icon. Even as the crowd left the club after a show, you'd hear them muttering, Fats Waller? That guy's a prankster, but that's exactly why he's the real deal. Some remembered him only for the laughter. Others remembered him as a serious musician. But one truth everyone agreed on was this. Fats Waller's music and his laughter weren't about copyrights or money. They were carved forever into the very heartbeat of jazz itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.